Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever and whenever you are. My name is Benjamin, and welcome to another Let's Pixel video. I haven't done one of these in quite a while, and I wanted to do one for you guys. I'm also kind of a little bit stuck on the RPG series, and when I say stuck, I mean that it's just not going quite how I want it to right now, so I don't want to just put out a video that I don't like, so I'm working on that. But I thought a Let's Pixel would be fun. So let's do a Pixel Dailies. These are my favorite to do. If you go on Twitter, I don't know if you've heard of them before. If not, you should check them out. You go to Pixel Dailies on Twitter, and every day they tweet a new theme. And today's theme is Queen. So I'm going to do, because I think it would be fun. I don't think I've ever done a Pokemon. I'm going to do a Nidoqueen. So let's get started. I'm going to use a sprite for this. Let's do a new file. And I think I'll do 64 by 64 for this one. And I might do indexed. So the difference between these three is that this one gives, they have descriptions. So this one, each pixel has red, green, blue, and alpha components. So every pixel on the screen has a red, green, blue, alpha component. Grayscale is, they'll have a grayscale component. And then this one is each pixel is a reference to the palette, which has a color. And there's 8 bits per pixel. So you can see this one right here, if you have a limited color palette, could potentially be better. So let's do indexed. Okay, so they start you off with some colors here, and I'm probably just going to use these for now. Let's grab this blue here. Actually, I want darker. Let's go with this green here. And I'm going to start doing basic shapes here. So Nidoqueen kind of has like an oval for the torso. Like this. Hope this is a double. Yeah, it is doubled. That's good. Okay. And then head is also, the head's kind of an egg shape for the top part, like this. It's gonna be a tiny, tiny Nidoqueen. We've got the arms coming out, which are just kind of like ovals as well. And this leans more this way. I actually am going to select the head and move it back a little because it's too close. And then got some nice big ears that kind of come out to a point like that and then round back in. And we won't do the other ear, but she does have a horn. There, there. We've got kind of a horn here. I'm using a reference, obviously. Got her arm coming right here. And the tops of the thighs. And then kind of just goes right to the feet. Welcome to Pokemon Anatomy. And there we go. Okay, so this is just a rough start. You need some place to start. When you're doing pixel art, don't ever be scared to start. Sometimes that's just what it takes. You just need to get started. And then you can go from there. So we've got the basics here. This isn't looking super great, but that's okay. I'm gonna adjust and keep going. That's the tail coming out there. I'm gonna start differentiating between. Oops, let's see. Between the select here. I can move this back in a little bit. Okay, I'm just trying to get the shapes better by moving them around a little bit. But I'm starting to run out of, you can't really see very well what I'm going for right now. So I need a different color, basically. Let's go to this lighter color and start using it for kind of foreground image. So we've got the leg here and here. And we'll use it for the arm right here so we can see that better. Like this. And we'll use it for the chest. Well, we can't use it for the chest here, because we're using it for the arm. So we'll cheat. Use the darker color. We're just trying to get the shapes here first. We'll use it for the stomach down here. This. And we need to use it for the lower jaw right here. Actually, for the lower jaw, let's actually grab another color just so we can, we'll do it for the mouth. So we can start getting that shape. Okay. We're starting to get some of the shapes in. Even in the few pixels that we have. I feel like maybe maybe we're still a little bit too high. I'm gonna grab this color for this. Oops, not that. There we go. I'm gonna shrink my brush down a little here. Fill this in. Fill this in. Might as well use this color inside the ear, since we do have a lighter color inside the ear as well. And we're starting to get the basic shapes in. And you want to stay pretty loose at this point, because staying loose and not super detailed, just getting the shapes in, is going to be how you don't put a whole bunch of time into something and then decide you don't like it afterwards, which does happen if you're not careful. You leave the details out. And that could be like in other things in life too. Not just pixel art. If you're working on anything, you know, this is kind of like the prototype version. If you think about it in building games, terms. When you're building a game, you build a prototype first. It's kind of a rough version of what you actually want it to be. And that helps you to build up to what you actually want it to be. And determine whether or not it's going to be good before you spend too much time on it. Which is the trick. And now I can start cleaning up these lines a little bit. This needs to come out, actually. Can do that. So it might be a little too much. This is a fine line right there. Maybe if I go there. That's not too bad, I guess. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get some eyes in here. I'm just gonna use white for now. Whoa, my light's flickering a little there. Hopefully it doesn't go out on me. Okay. Won't be able to get tons of detail in this eye, right? Because we're working with low pixel counts here. 64 total. And I didn't even use up all that. I've left some extra space. Okay, so some of you might wonder why I'm zooming in and out all the time. Well, when I zoom out, it lets me see the shapes from a distance and get kind of a better idea of how they're looking. So, for example, I can see that the stomach needs to come a little bit more right there and curve a little bit more downwards like this. And zooming out helps me to see that better. Helps me to look at the shapes kind of as if I hadn't seen them before. Sometimes you get looking at your own art and you just look at it for way too long, you know? You don't really have good judgment over it anymore. We're getting to a point now. This is looking pretty good. As far as what we need to start actually coloring this now. Getting some actual colors on here. Throw a tongue in. Then we can start coming up with some real colors instead of these kind of just default colors that come with a sprite. Which they're not too bad. Okay. Looking good. Let's try and... This arm might be a little high. So we're going to grab it and move it down. And we'll want to make sure we get some sort of an idea of where it goes right there. But yeah, I definitely want to move the arm down. That's better. Right there. Ear might be a little too far over. It's hard to say here. Oopsies. That's not what I was trying to do. Okay. Well, the ear needs to be up high like that. I think maybe this needs to come in more. Like that. Oh, the bottom jaw has its own thing going on here. Let me... Looks kind of messed up. That might be part of what I'm missing here. That looks better. Okay. Let's use this just to draw some claws on here. That's good enough, I guess. Get some over here too. Might use the white for the claws for now, actually. And, oops, I must have been holding... Oh, I must have switched to my paint tool by mistake. That's not too bad. I might go up with that. Okay. We're looking pretty good here. Hopefully we're still recording. Yep, looks like recording's going well. Okay. And this blue is actually not so bad color-wise, but let's see what we can do with it. Okay, edit. Let's go more, I want hue saturation value. We'll hue shift this kind of towards a purple. And lower the saturation just a tad. And lower the value just a tad. Okay. Well, let's undo that. Holy cow. Give you a lot of options for undoing. Let's use this blue. I'm just going to start using the blues they give for now. We're going to start shading. Okay, I'm just thinking about, well, actually I'm using the reference for where the lighting is, but in the reference the lighting's coming basically from here. So I'm going to use that same lighting because I like it. I think it looks good. Got a lot of light hitting this knee here. That. We'll start coloring down here with this color as well. Oh, let's take our white and hit these claws. It's not too bad for now. Okay. We're going to start leaving some lines. That are just going to be the Nidoqueen has like almost like an armor type feel, which are these lines kind of going around. So we'll keep some of that going on because it works. So So let's get that blue over here too. And this is a little bit off this foot, but it should be okay for this drawing. And come over here. It's not quite where I want it. Something about this claw doesn't quite look how I want. Doesn't quite work yet. Let's move it up maybe. That's good enough. Okay. We may have to fix these lines quite a bit because they're looking pretty rough right now, but that's okay. We can do that. Okay, it's starting to look more like Nidoqueen as we slowly add in these colors. I think maybe it's about time to just hit this right here. Come in with our lighter shade now. See the light hitting right there. Get light up on the top right here as well. Some on the horn too. There's going to be a little bit of a line right here to create a little bit of a eyebrow, I guess. It would be like an eyebrow. Get that ear. That's not too bad. And this apparently comes up higher than I've got it. We've got a lot of light hitting from about here down to here. Not quite there, but along this line. Oops, that, what did that do? There we go. Got light hitting there too. Okay, there we go. this isn't quite right. This light right here needs to represent the shadow coming across from the jaw here, coming back across like that. So we've got some of that. Let's start adding our lines in again. Go there actually. Come back for the jaw. Trying to decide. The reference has a little bit of blue right here, so maybe I'll leave that little bit in there. Like that. And we'll come down here. Worried this is going to be too close there, but let's try it. There we go. Okay, we're gonna need some a lot of cleanup on these lines for sure. And our colors. Colors need some more cleanup. I actually want to do one more bright color too. That's not too bad. Okay. So this color right here isn't too bad. And we actually have another color inside the ear as well. And that's not too bad as far as colors go. We need another brighter color. This one's, we can use this one. We're gonna have to edit it though. So let's, oops. That's not what we need. This right here. And it just needs to be brighter, I think. Oh, that's lowering the saturation. Sure. Let's try this. Trying to look at the places where they might have a little bit. This is like the highlight color, so it's not on here a lot. Let's get rid of our color editor. It's like that only in a few places where we actually do add this brighter color. Okay, this color needs to be a different color though. Let's make it this yellow first. Which is obviously the wrong color. And then we'll edit it just a little. Actually a pretty bright color. Okay. And our dark color, that's this one. Let's edit it a little bit. I do want to push it more towards the blue. Not too much though, we don't want it to look like Nidoqueen. It's right there too, doesn't it? Okay, now what we have is a really good start that is kind of a mess. And it's cleanup time, which is my least favorite part. Don't really need the lines around the entire thing. Sometimes that looks just a little bit too much. Although we might need some sort of a line right there. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm wondering if we can use this blue in some of these places. Even just in here, not sure we need all that. If you can avoid using that helps. Don't really need that there to distinguish. Right now, I'm just trying to limit the amount of this dark line that we have. That's not really... there's too much of it right now, in my opinion. We want to imply some of these lines, not necessarily have them everywhere. don't know that I mind having it there though. Okay, it's looking a little better. It's still kind of messy. This cleanup process, I think, just it's gonna take a while. I think we do kind of need the lines just a little bit in here to show this is darker. We're getting close though. I don't necessarily like this yellow color still. I made it like the same color as my reference, but my other colors aren't the same as my reference, so I think pulling it a little to the orange. Don't really want to listen to this song. Okay. There's not really a light color on that, so let's make one. We'll use this ugly green color and change it. Okay. I'm okay with the higher saturation. Just has to be light still. It's actually a little bit of the lighter color here, I guess. Interesting. Kind of a little bit of a spot there. Well, I don't think this is too bad. There's, I think, still some cleanup to do, but usually when I keep streaming and cleaning up, I usually make it end up looking worse. So I don't know how much cleanup I'm actually going to be doing on the stream. I'll probably do some cleanup after and not mess around with it a lot, because it actually looks pretty good, I think. It's a pretty decent start. This dark color that we're using, I think maybe it could be a different color. Let's try switching it to kind of really low on the saturation there. Let's get our hue over into the kind of the purples, because it's going the wrong way. I started out, let me show you here, let me up the brightness, this is gonna mess it up. You can see though in the blues of the Nidoqueen, I started out in kind of these colors in the brighter areas, and then as it goes darker, I hue shift more towards purples. So I want to kind of end on a purple here, and probably a really dark purple. I might even go with the high saturation in the purple, just because it can look kind of interesting, and you can see how this can affect it quite a bit from the color that we had before. And I think this looks nicer personally, so you can kind of decide what you like more, but I like this. And probably, I don't generally like to use perfect white. It's just not as much fun. So I'm gonna actually make this into kind of a really light color. It won't be exactly perfect white, but it will have a little color to it, and I think that's more interesting. So, although I do want it to be lighter than that. There we go. Well, anyways, like I said, don't want to do too much on this because usually when I mess around with these, I end up making them look worse afterwards. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure and leave a like and a comment in the description or down in the comments section. And I will talk to you guys later.